What is going on, guys? Today I want to briefly go over whether or not it is actually worth it to go and farm the GM for this week, which is Exodus Crash, and whether it's actually worth it or not to be going and farming for the Mindbender's Ambition. And when looking at this, I want to look at two major key factors, both of which being number one, whether or not this GM in specific is actually worth doing it if you can do it within an efficient amount of time, and then two, whether or not it's actually worth going for the Mindbender shotgun itself. And first, taking a look at the Grandmaster Nightfall Exodus Crash, this is one of my absolute least favorite Grandmasters in the entire game. It is not near as fast as some of the other Grandmaster Nightfalls and whatnot. This one, if you do have a really good group and whatnot, you may be able to get under around 15 minutes or so, as were some of the Nightfalls and stuff that you can run in the past. You can get literally done in under 10 minutes. And if you do decide that you want to farm this GM and that it is worth it for you, just make sure that somebody does have Aeons, because there are a lot of champions inside of this Grandmasters, so you're going to be going through heavy ammo relatively quickly. You are also pretty much stuck having to run a Well Warlock if you want to do this Grandmaster. I'm sure there are obviously different ways to actually go about this without Well Warlocks, but Well Warlocks are going to make this the easiest that it can possibly be for you. And again, this is already an extremely hard Grandmaster, and you're going to want to make it as easy for you as possible. So if I had to be absolutely straight up with you, I would not farm this Grandmaster if you did not absolutely want the Mindbender's Ambition. But again, in my personal opinion, I absolutely hate this Grandmaster as a whole, so just do whatever it is that you feel you want to. Now let's go ahead and take a look over at the Mindbender's Ambition shotgun itself. So one complaint that a lot of people have with the Mindbender's Ambition is the fact that honestly the perk pool on it is extremely lackluster, and I do have to agree with those people. You have Mindbenders up against other shotguns, especially shotguns like Found Verdict right now that do have access to Opening Shot, whereas the Mindbender's Ambition only has access to Fragile Focus. And quite honestly, the difference between these perks is actually kind of a big deal. So when looking at Opening Shot, for one bullet only, you get 20 aim assist, 25 range, minus 5% accuracy on cone size, and minus 10% accuracy on cone growth. And again, key point here being that it is for one bullet only, but it being the first shot from your shotgun after you reload or when you spawn every time. And now looking over at Fragile Focus, as you can't get the enhanced version of it, so we're not even going to actually go over the enhanced version. The base version is that you just gain 20 range, but it has a 5-second cooldown if you take any damage. So unfortunately, not only do you not get as much range as you get from Opening Shot, but even if you do take damage, it's actually a fairly lengthy period of time before you're even going to be getting that range bonus back. But also, in fairness, you're not going to be receiving the minus 10% accuracy cone growth or cone size for your shotgun either, so I guess you could argue that in some ways and in certain scenarios, Fragile Focus potentially could be better than Opening Shot. However, I don't really think it matters. I think when it comes to consistency, Fragile Focus obviously just falls short. And there are other perks that you can get in the 4th slot of the Mindbender's Ambition that can be really situationally very strong, like 1-2 Punch, for example. If you manage to use something like Full Choke or maybe Rifled Barrel or something like that, and you get all of your pellets into an enemy that has a super and then melee them, you're pretty much going to delete that person in their super as well. And in my personal case, I actually got a really good Mindbender's roll that actually has Snapshot as well as Swashbuckler, and I think with you being up close and personal with shotguns a lot of the time, you have the ability to proc the damage buff from Swashbuckler pretty consistently with your shotgun, so that's just something that can help in general as well. But again, I honestly just think it comes down to what you personally want for yourself and what you want for your weapon. And once again, with it being on Exodus Crash, I genuinely cannot wholeheartedly say that it is actually worth farming, especially in the current state of Destiny 2. But honestly, if it is something that you decide you want to farm, then go ahead and farm it out. And if you guys don't mind, if you are enjoying this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as my YouTube statistics have actually told me that roughly only 2% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if you're here, you may as well hit that button on the way out, because it really helps my channel out a lot. So if you don't mind doing that and also hitting that like button, I would genuinely appreciate it. But with that out of the way, my name is Alpha Skies, and I will catch you guys in the next video.